Good evening, you're watching Independent News. I'm Adam Dawla. We'll start off, of course, with some of the headlines for the evening. The Chief Election Commissioner declares that electronic voting machines will not be used in the next general elections. Malaysia will submit the Padma Bridge proposal within the next 3 weeks. The Communications Minister says the door is still open for all donors. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina terms disparity and discrimination as the root causes of terrorism and extremism. Electronic voting machines or EVMs will not be used in the next general elections. Chief Election Commissioner Qazi Rakibuddin Ahmed announced this today after holding a meeting on the preparations of the next general elections. However, the Commissioner said that EVMs will continue to be used in various local government elections. Rakibuddin Ahmed also said that various rules and acts under the Representation of the People order will be amended before the next general elections.
EVM was first introduced in the Chittagong City Corporation polls, where the technology was used in only one polling center. EVM was later used successfully in Naranganj and Kumilla City Corporation elections. However, the BNP-led opposition alliance rejected the EVM outright and refrained from backing any candidate in all of these polls. While the past election commission led by CEC ATM Shamsul Huda was seriously considering the use of EVM in the general elections, the current commission has moved away from that stance.
We are not prepared to use EVM in the general elections. Besides, the related law must be amended to introduce EVM in national polls. A decision has been made that we will test the EVM by using it in local polls.
As per the Constitution, the 10th National Parliament elections must be held between the 26th of October 2013 and the 24th of January 2014. The amended Constitution does not make it clear if a person can contest the polls while holding an office of profit of the state. However, the Representation of the People's Order state that no one can contest general elections while maintaining Parliament membership.
The person who wins the national election is elected for 5 years, but it is up to the person to decide how long the position will be maintained. The person can resign even after 1 day.
The main opposition BNP has given 3 conditions for taking part in the next general elections: a non-party caretaker government, deployment of army, and no use of EVM are the demands. One of these 3 conditions have been met today through this EC announcement.
In 3 weeks from now, Malaysia will submit the final proposal to Bangladesh regarding the construction of the Padma Bridge. Communications Minister Obaidul Qadir made this announcement to reporters after a meeting with the 6-member Malaysian delegation at the Secretariat today. Malaysia's Special Envoy to South Asia, Sami Velu, led the 6-member delegation during the meeting. The delegation also placed a proposal on the agreement regarding the construction of the 6.15-kilometer bridge. On a different note, Qadir said that the government has not yet closed the loan deals with donor agencies, including the World Bank. The delegation is also scheduled to hold talks with the Bangladeshi expert team headed by Professor Zamila Reza Chaudhry.
Malaysia will submit the final proposal on the construction of the Padma Bridge within 3 weeks. That means we'll get the final construction layout within 3 weeks.
In other news, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has said that disparity and discrimination are the root causes of terrorism and extremism. She said that these problems can be overcome by ensuring sustainable development and democracy. The Prime Minister was addressing the inaugural ceremony of an international seminar on people's empowerment and development in the capital today.
The Prime Minister said that 1 billion people in the world suffer from acute poverty, hunger, malnutrition and illiteracy, and they are deprived of freedom, human rights and peace. Sheikh Hasina said that she placed the People's Empowerment Model at the 66th UN Assembly for the development for these marginalized people.
Your valuable advice is more important to strengthen this model and make it acceptable to the world. We need support from the governments, civil society members, the United Nations, international organizations and development partners to implement this model.
The Prime Minister said that the absence of democracy is creating mass uprising in different parts of the world.
The absence of democracy and social justice can be linked to sustenance of poverty, inequality, deprivation and marginalization, which in turn instigates extremism and terrorism.
Representatives from 61 countries are participating in the two-day seminar. Sheikh Hasina sought cooperation from all participants to make her People's Empowerment Model universally acceptable.
The BNP will hold talks with the government only if the Prime Minister accepts that the next national election will be held under a non-party caretaker government. BNP Acting Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir made the statements at a program in Taka today. He said that the government has filed false cases against top opposition leaders in a bid to destroy the opposition. Fakhrul said that the accused are not even getting the opportunity of self-defense in these cases.
We believe in dialogue and democratic norms, but at first you have to tell the people that you believe in an election under a non-party caretaker government and you want to talk on the issue. We are only interested to talk about who will be the chief advisor of that government. We won't talk on any other issue.
With Eid coming up, the advance sale of train tickets for Eid began today. The Kamlapur railway station saw a huge rush of people on the first day of the advance sales. However, people waiting in queues for advance tickets complained of different irregularities. But the railway authorities say that they are trying their best to ensure proper services to the people.
People feel relatively safe in a journey by train instead of a journey by bus or by a launch. Since the advance sale of train tickets for Eid holidays began today, many city dwellers queued up in front of counters at the Kamlapur railway station since Saturday night.
I finally got a ticket. The ticket has become a diamond in the rough.
Many people complained of different problems.
There's only one queue for females, but there should be at least two. I have been standing for hours. It will be very frustrating if I find that all the tickets have been sold.
Tickets for journeys on the 14th of August were sold today. Tickets for the 15th will be sold tomorrow, while tickets for the 16th will be sold on the 7th. Tickets for the journeys on the 17th will be sold on the 8th, and for the 18th will be sold on the 9th.
We set up 19 counters. We have a separate counter for females. We assign teams for each counter. The number of passengers is huge. Our officials and other staff members are also moving around to check black marketing.
The railways authorities also said that tickets for journeys on the 19th of August will be sold on the evening of the 18th of August if the moon of Eid is not sighted that evening.
State Minister for Law Kamrul Islam has said that the trial of some identified war criminals will be completed within this year. He was speaking at a discussion in the capital today. The State Minister said that not only the war crimes trial but also the trial of some sensational cases like the 21st August grenade attack case and the 10-truck arms haul case will be completed in due time. Kamrul also alleged that the opposition is trying to impede the war crimes trial by presenting thousands of witnesses to the tribunal. However, he said nothing can stop the trials.
We will complete the trial of crimes against humanity committed during the Liberation War and the August 21st grenade attack case in due time. The trials of some war criminals will be completed within this year and no one can stop this.
The police have seized counterfeit currency notes worth 5 million Taka along with counterfeiting equipment in the capital. The law enforcers also arrested 7 people in connection with the seizure last night. The arrestees were presented before the media this morning. The detainees said that they have been in the currency forging business for quite a long time. And this particular consignment was meant to be shipped to Chittagong. Munirul Islam, the Deputy Commissioner of the Taka Metropolitan Police, said that fake currency notes worth around 250 million Taka are feared to have spread in the market this year.
The fake notes are usually circulated throughout the year, but on special occasions like Eid, when the transactions take a quick leap, the circulation increases. We think about 200 to 250 million Taka have already been pushed into the market this year.
In a related note, the Bangladesh Bank has given law enforcers 25 counterfeit note detecting machines. Deputy Governor of the Central Bank, Abul Kashim, handed over the machines to the Dhaka Metropolitan Police and the Rapid Action Battalion today. Executive Director of Bangladesh Bank, Ashim Kumar Dasgupta, said steps have been taken to install fake note detecting machines at major shopping malls in the city during the shopping rush ahead of Eid. All the commercial banks of the country have also been directed to install the devices at all their branches. The overall inflation eased by 0.53% to stand at 8.03% in July, continuing the easing streak for the 6th month at a stretch. The overall inflation was 8.56% in June. The Bangladesh Bureau of Statistics, or BBS, today released data containing the good news for the country's economy. BBS says the credit goes mainly to the fall in prices of food. Food inflation fell by 0.78% and non-food inflation by 0.18%. Releasing the data, BBS Director General Ghulam Mustafa Kamal said that the inflation rate came down with a drop in the prices of rice, spices and other food items. Now here's what we have from the Dhaka Stock Exchange. The Dhaka Stock Exchange experienced yet another moderate drop in its benchmark index on the first day of the week today. The prices of most stocks on the country's premier bourse also decreased. The DSE General Index dipped 58 points to reach 4.039. That's 4,039 at the end of the day's trading. Of the 270 issues traded, 195 declined, 55 advanced and 20 remained unchanged. Shares and mutual fund units worth a little over 2 billion Taka changed hands on the bourse. On Thursday, the index shed 19 points to stand at 4,098. And with that, we'll move on to international news. We'll start with India. At least 31 people are feared dead and a dozen others are reportedly missing after flash floods battered the North Indian states of Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh and Jammu and Kashmir. As many as 40 people, including 19 labourers, are missing after flash floods and cloudbursts ravage Uttarakhand. The government has asked the police and army for help. The government also confirmed the death of 12 people, including 3 children, in the floods that have ravaged the sub-Himalayan states. Hundreds of houses have been damaged, rendering a few thousand people homeless. Moving on to Afghanistan, Afghan President Hamid Karzai has accepted a vote by the country's parliament to dismiss his 2 top security ministers. However, he's ordered both the ministers to remain in their jobs pending replacement. Karzai, who chaired a meeting of Afghanistan's National Security Council today, issued a statement thanking the pair for their hard work and dedication and saying replacements would be brought in soon. Karzai terms the move as an attempt to safeguard the country's fragile stability. The fractious parliament voted yesterday to remove Defence Minister Abdul Rahim Wardak and Interior Minister Bismillah Mohammadi. The dismissal comes as a repercussion to a series of recent insurgent assassinations of top officials and cross-border fire incidents blamed on Pakistan. That's all from our studios for the moment, but you can get more news and updates from independent television through your mobile phones. For breaking news, go to your mobile message option, type start space B and send to 16232. For daily news updates, type start space DN and send to 16232. You can also call 16232 from any operator to listen to the latest headlines in Bangla. And that's all we have from this studio for this evening. We hope to see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Thank you for watching us tonight and good night.